Welcome back everyone to the Ultimate Guide to Blender 3D rigging and animation, and this is where we left it off, our rock, our boulder. So let's come in first of all, and what I want to do is, I want to, we'll put our rock into place. So we'll just put him into place, wherever he's going to go. Maybe in something like that. I'm going to lift it up a little bit. Yeah, something like that. All right, so what we're going to do is, first of all, same as we do every time, we're going to press Ctrl-A, all transforms, right-click to Origins Geometry, Shift-S, cursor to selected, like so. Now let's bring in our first bone, and it's going to be, of course, a root bone. And what we're going to call this is Boulder Rig, like so. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to come in and make sure I'm on edit mode. I'm going to grab that bone, and I want to make it much, much bigger, poking out there so I can see where it is. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in another bone. So Shift A, bring in another bone, and I'm going to make this one also much bigger just so I can see what I'm dealing with here. As you see, I can't actually grab that new bone. So I'm going to come in, hide the other one, grab this one, press S, and bring that one out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this one round. So R, Y, 90, and then R, Z, 180, because I actually find a better view from here because I can see it actually rolling down there and things like that. All right, you can see that this is kind of rolled over. Don't worry about that. It makes absolutely zero difference on this. If you want to turn it straight, you can turn it straight. Let's press Alt-H then, and then what we'll do is we'll name the bones. So we'll call this one root bone, as we always do. So first of all, I'm going to come in, press F2, call it root bone, like so. And then what I'm going to do is this one, I'm going to call it boulder bone. So boulder bone, like so. And now what we'll do is we'll just weight them up with our actual boulder. So boulder, bones, Control P, empty groups. There we go. Now then, let's attach this one to this one. So this is going to be attached to our root bone. So Control P, keep offset. And now we can actually put some weight on this. So we're going to go in now to our boulder. We've got a root bone and boulder bone. We're going to press Tab, A to grab everything because it is just one mesh. Root bone, click remove. Boulder bone, click assign. Let's go in now and give that a try. So first of all, let's click our bones. Pose mode. And then we'll grab our root bone. Everything should move. Grab this bone. Everything should move. Now, more importantly, let's rotate it around. So if I press R and X, this is what we're looking for. That rotation is definitely what we're looking for. All right, so now what I want to do is we want to start and put our bones into place. So first of all, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab this one. Yeah, you can grab, this will be the easiest way to do it, actually doing it with the actual root bone. So I'm just going to press I. I'm going to press location, rotation, scale. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it across now on frame. Let's say frame 120 on this one. So frame 120. I want it to be over here. Let's say this might be too fast. It might be too slow, but we'll certainly see. So put it over here in there like so. You see that's already done for us. Now the other thing is, see if I press spacebar. Actually, that's not a bad pace at all. Now, the other thing is that we want it to actually start off slow and speed up as it actually moves along. So that's no problem. We also want it, though, to kind of follow down here. So at this point, as you can see, it's kind of floating in the air, and that's not what we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to frame 38, and I'm actually going to pull it down to the floor. So I'm just going to look, making sure that it's kind of on the floor. So maybe there, something like that. And now I can do is I can actually see, is it going to float or is it going to come down? So there you go. You can see there's a part of it where it's still floating. And that's the point where we have to fix these things. So is it floating here? Yes, it is. Kind of in the ground there. So we don't actually want that. Now let's bring it down, down, down. Let's look at this one. Floating there, is it following the ground? It looks pretty good there. Let's follow it all the way down to here. Floating here. Yep, it is a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll bring it down very slightly. Then what we'll do is we'll now should have a little bit of jump up here. So as you can see, floating a little bit there. We'll bring it down. I'm going to actually, as well, to make this easier for myself, come in, hide all of these out of the way, hide all my walls out of the way. Now I can really see what I'm doing. I'm going to also hide that out of the way as well. maybe this out the way. Yeah, I don't want to hide that. So we'll just leave it as that. All right, so now we'll go back to folder, pose mode, this one here. And now what we're going to do is we need a little bit of a jump there. So we're going to bring it down here. And then as it goes up, it should lift up a little bit here. So we're going to lift it up. There we go. All right. So now let's see what that actually looks like. Yep. And there we go. That's looking pretty nice. All right. I'm happy with that. Now we need to actually start rotating it. So I'm going to grab this bone now. I'm going to press I, location, rotation, and scale. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move it by here. And all I'm going to do now is rotate it. So if I press R, X, and it needs to be going this way around. So if I spin it that way, we can see it's a minus. So if I put this at minus 90, now if I move this from here, you can see it actually starts rotating, which is great. Now we've put this on frame 20, which means we can go now to frame 40 and we can press R, which one was it? X, is it? Yep, minus 90, like so. And then we can go to frame 60, then R, X, minus 90, and then frame 80, R, X, minus 90, and then frame 100, R, X, minus 90, like so. And then frame 120, where it's actually stood in there. So we've just got to be careful that we don't do that too much. So in other words, it stops around frame 110, which means that it's only going to be half of 90, which is 45. So if I press RX, minus 45. All right, let's see what that looks like. So that's rolling, rolling, rolling. You can see we're getting a lot of sliding. The reason for that is because it's not quite rolling fast enough. So you can see in the beginning, it's rolling nice. And then from this point here, it should be sped up a little bit. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to grab all of these. So just these ones, because we're happy with the start of it. We're going to grab all of these and just bring them in by 10, something like that. So bring them to 100 instead. And you can see them moving from there. And now we'll just put it back and we'll have a look. So go. Now you can see that's moving a ton better, except the point on the end now, which it needs to move another 45 because we gave it 45. So let's put it at frame 110. And then what we'll do is we'll press RX minus 45 like so. And now let's see what happens there. Nice rolling, 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 rolling. There we go. You can see near enough perfect, except that last tiny little bit where it needs to roll just a little bit more. So I'm going to actually put it again at 45 at 120. So RX minus 45. There we go. Now let's have a look at that. And there we go. Near enough perfect. So you can see now that's looking pretty nice. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to just refine this a little bit if there's any refining to do. So is it going enough? I actually don't think that's bad at all. I'm thinking maybe it's sliding a little bit from here. So let's say from this point here. Move those by mistake. Sliding because it's not quite speeding up enough. So from this point here to round about there. That's where we probably need to speed them up. So I'm going to grab it from this frame here. And then I'm just going to grab all of these and press the S button and just bring them in just a little bit. Now let's have a look at that. And there we go. That's moving much, much better, as you can see. Now, the one thing we've got now is we have a problem. When it gets to here, it needs to be rolling a little bit more. So you can see it's kind of sliding there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring that one over. See what that looks like. And there you go. You can see now it looks absolutely perfect. So I'm really, really happy with that. Now we might as well base this over 150 frames really, because then that will be the kind of halfway point, and then we can have it starting again from frame 150 going to 300. In other words, I've got to get rid of it now, and I've got to somehow on the next lesson get it back to here and get it then rolling again. All right, everyone, so we'll do that on the next one. I hope you've really learned a lot. I hope you're enjoying the course up to this point, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.